Stand by for Rising Sun with Logan Chitwood. Coming next.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Rising Sun. Today, I have a special guest. Not only did he create the introduction to this podcast, but he's brought you fan animation from Berserk that you've seen on YouTube. It fooled me. I thought it was going to be the next release of Berserk, but he has created animations that are incredible, and I can't wait to talk to him about it. Guys, without further ado, SweetHeartist. What's up, my man?
I'm doing good, brother. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. It's great to talk to you again, and I appreciate you joining the podcast, and I can't wait to learn about your background, everything, what got you into this, and all the good stuff about you and things that we don't know about you.
Looking forward to it, man. It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. First of all, man, just what's been going on lately?
Currently, as of now, I'm working on a project, a personal project, something I've been looking forward to work on for a long time, and I can't wait to share the details surrounding the project. All I can say for now is something the people have never seen before, and I can guarantee that.
Oh, wow. Dude, I can't wait, man. Because you brought us, we already know Berserk, and you brought us a little bit of God of War, which I'm excited about the God of War stuff. You did put a teaser just out recently, right?
True.
You're reanimating some God of War, or no?
Let me give a little bit of a backstory when it comes to God of War. God of War was actually the first thing that popped off on my channel when I first started it back in 2022. And then Berserk blew up. Then the focus went into Berserk. I've made multiple episodes, fully animated episodes, all by myself. So I'm kind of like revisiting the same series, but with my current new skills, new set of, tools and directions I have in mind.
Wow. Yeah, man. Because you've put out more than just God of War and Berserk, right?
That's true. I've actually, when I first started this channel, I went in without any specific expectations. I was just trying to get myself into animation. I actually have a illustration background. I figured, let me start with the things I grew up with, the things I've liked, God of War, Berserk, but also things such as Tekken, Metal Gear Solid, like games I've loved playing while growing up.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and you're good at like anything that you do draw. And I was going to ask you, why did you start really focusing on Berserk and not, let's say, Dragon Ball Z or anything other than, other animes that you might love?
So Dragon Ball Z was actually one of my first exposure to anime, and I think I say that on behalf of many people. I watched anime in a time which it wasn't as mainstream as nowadays, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I wanted to focus on a specific niche, something that didn't receive any proper attention yet. When it comes to Dragon Ball Z, for example, there's a lot of animation out there, and I'm talking specifically fan-related animations.
Yeah, like the fan animations out there.
Exactly,
yeah.
But when it came to Berserk, it was like a niche that didn't really had been touched upon. You had like maybe animations that were for a minute or two, but I was like, you know what? Let me do something crazy. Let me make a fully animated episode.
Dude, and I'm glad you did because, I've told you this before. It fooled me. I really thought we were getting some new Berserk when I saw your fan animation. And after you started following me, I was like, no way. This is the guy that made, this Berserk that I was watching on YouTube. And dude, yeah, I thought it was going to be like some new Berserk that was going to be released. I didn't see it as like fan animation because it looked so good. And but
appreciate it.
What do you think the writer of the show, what's his name, Kentaro Miura, what do you think he would think about your animations?
Me being as optimistic as I am, I think you would be appreciated about his work being, translated into someone else's interpretation of his own creation. Right.
Yeah, I think he would be blown away by it. I think he would really enjoy it, and maybe, if he was still alive today, and rest in peace, I think he would bring you on to continue animating it, and
that would be crazy.
And it can still happen. I mean, I think we've talked about, Toyotaro, that, he was doing fan art for Dragon Ball, and Akira Toriyama wanted him to, be the animator of Dragon Ball Super. So, I still think the same thing can happen to you if you keep on putting out this incredible content on YouTube and everywhere else, Instagram, TikTok, wherever, and it's just going to catch more and more people's eyes and attention. And I think we're going to have to raise like a petition, like a donation to you to have your own studio and just create, more Berserk for us, because we need it in the fandom.
As long as the original creators give me the permission, I would happily oblige.
Yeah. Yeah, I still think it's going to happen one day. I'm saying it now. You guys, you're hearing it from me right now. He's going to be animating some new Berserk episodes in the future. I guarantee you.
And I believe you, Logan, when you say that.
Yeah. No, you're too good though. You need to be. You need to be doing it. And yeah, your talent is incredible. So I really respect that. And I know the time that it takes on it is just, it's everything. So I was going to get into like, how long do these animations take? And like, how do you do it? Do you start on paper, or do you go directly to digital, like on the computer or tablet? How's all this process done for you?
To be honest, even thinking about this topic makes me tired, So a lot of time and effort goes into it. When I worked on Berserk, for example, no budget whatsoever, no investments, just me all by myself with the tools I had, limited resources, limited time, obviously, because I did it in my, free, spare moments I had throughout the days, sometimes even weeks. So, for example, a single episode, let's talk about, let's say the first episode I've done of Berserk, took me about 6 months, roughly.
6 months. And how long was it? About 10 minutes?
Like 10, 11 minutes, something like that. Yes.
Insane, dude. Like, people don't understand, even with like filming like a short film, like a 3-minute scene or less, or 30 seconds could take you 6 hours to film,
That's true.
And all of this work that we put into making content, it's not quick. So how long do you think it would take you if you had an actual budget and like a studio and help around? Do you think that speeds up the process a lot, or?
Like, it could definitely speed up the process, but also you have to look at what's your priority. Is it about putting out as much content as possible in a short time, or is it quality focused? I currently reached a moment with my channel and my current projects that I would rather focus on quality. If we would focus on quality, it would take a lot of time. If we would focus on, rushing things through, then yeah, maybe a couple of episodes a year. To me, I would prefer to focus on quality rather than, quantity.
Now, I don't know a lot about the animation process, but like actual animes that are made today, they have several people on it, right?
That's
so
true.
Have you ever
That's correct.
collabed with somebody like animating something, or is that hard to do? And how do you know the process of going behind that? Like, do they, let's say, draw this one, panel, and then you just have the next person continue drawing this section, and like, how does that work?
If you have, for example, a frame, it's get split into, the line art, the coloring, the shading, the rendering, the filters, the whatever, so it's like spread amongst many people for a single frame. When it comes to me, myself, collaborating, it's a networking thing. If you have a great portfolio, if you have something unique to show to the people.
Everybody that you have had help work on the fan animations already, like, they're incredible as well. The voice actors.
The voice acting has been done by great, wonderful people who offered their talents to help me out with the voicing.
Yeah.
One soundtrack was made by also a fan of Berserk, so that was nice.
Yeah, because you shared that on your YouTube, right?
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So you guys can check it out on YouTube. Go to his page, and you can hear that incredible. What would you say, an OST?
I would consider it an original soundtrack, indeed.
Yeah, go check it out, guys. I'm going to go back. When you were a kid growing up, what was it like growing up? And did you get into anime early? Were you drawing as a kid? Tell me your background growing up, man.
Yeah, so growing up, I was always fascinated by art. I wanted to do it myself, and I was always intrigued by how it was made, you know. So I was always figuring out the science behind the art, you know, when I was reading a comic, when I was watching a cartoon. In my earlier days, I was a really big fan of Marvel, so I watched like the 90s Spider-Man cartoon series, the X-Men series, Silver Surfer, also the Batman animated show was still holds up to this day.
You're talking about the Batman in the 90s?
Exactly, yes.
Yes,
It's
love
still
that
a
one.
great one.
Love that
Not only
Batman.
the animation, but also the voice casting is like phenomenal.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, I would even argue, I had this discussion with my brother a while ago that the Joker from the animation show was probably the best Joker ever. The
He
best
is.
adaptation from the Joker, yeah.
Dude, I don't know why I can't think of his name. He was also
Mark Hamill
Luke,
is the
Mark
name.
Hamill, Luke
Yeah.
Skywalker. Incredible actor. And yeah, that's the best Joker.
Yeah, my first exposure was in my earlier days with Dragon Ball Z. Like I said earlier, as many have, and I've also had memories about GT. In specific, I've seen most of GT more than even Dragon Ball Z, to be honest.
Really? What? Dude, I love GT, but to say you've watched more GT than Dragon Ball Z, I've never heard anybody say that.
Here's the first one.
You're insane, man. That's why
know,
you,
man.
you are who you are, man. But the thing about GT, like, I really the animation, man. I mean, they really had some unique animation in that. I really think they did a great job with the look of the show and the style of it. It was very nostalgic, and that's my favorite style.
It also has like one of the most memorable Dragon Ball Z soundtracks, and the Super Saiyan 4 design. I think it's like the best design in my opinion when it
Yes.
comes to Super Saiyan.
Yes. Yes, that's my personal favorite, man, out of all of them. Other than, you
Yeah.
know, the original jacked Goku on Namek versus Frieza.
Yeah, that's like
But-
the most iconic sequence in, you know, entertainment in general, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's jacked. He looks primal. The lines of his eyes are sharp, you know. Everything just looks, you know, very alpha. And I just love that look about him. Yeah, well, Daima tried to bring us, you know, Super Saiyan 4 again. But,
That's true.
you know, a different look. I've never asked you, what did you think about the new Super Saiyan 4 look?
I like it, but the original one is better. Maybe I'm biased, but I really like it more. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't beat that original. But yeah, continue story. Like, how did it lead into doing what you're doing now? Like, you started drawing at an early age?
I started drawing at an early age, just drawing what I saw around, like
Yeah.
imitating, getting inspired by various other artists.
Yeah, yeah, and that's awesome, man. And when did you start? Like, what was your first animation? Like, when did you start animating? You uploaded your first YouTube, like, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, so this channel I've started in 2022.
Were you animating way before that?
I actually did do a little bit of animation like 2010, man.
Oh, wow.
If you hear the softwares I use, like for drawing the frames, I use the Microsoft Paint.
Yeah.
And for like sticking it all together, editing it, it was Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah, that's all we had. That reminds me of, like, I mean, I've been making skits since I was in high school, so like 2006, 2007. And yeah, all we had was like Movie Maker. And
Good times though, good times.
dude, I mean, it led us to what we're doing now. It kind of taught us early, you know, at least how to edit and how to animate for you. But now, like with CapCut for me, it makes things so much easier. You appreciate, you know, how technology has progressed. But yeah, it's going to lead me into my next question about technology. I wanted to know your thoughts on AI. And have you seen this new Google VO3 that's making, you know, actual like video clips, and they're giving voices to them and songs, and it's insane. But what's your thoughts on AI? I've never asked you.
AI is a dangerous thing, but when it comes to, you know, making actual creative work, it lacks this sense of authenticity, to be honest. It
Yeah.
feels, it looks fake. It still lacks this sense of soul.
I was going to say the same thing. It has no soul, but some of it can look good, but it's just, you know, it's like, it doesn't have the same soul as, you know, somebody that actually drew something or created something.
But me, myself, I would always be a supporter of actual human work.
Have you ever used it for like maybe some help on some art or anything, or help on some of your animations?
Well, funny thing you mentioned that. I had a comment. I guess you need to put your glasses on because this is not AI. I never have used AI and I never will.
Well, there you go, guys. This dude doesn't use AI in his animations at all. But you're gonna get that, man. And you'll get that comment from here on out. Just somebody's gonna try to hate on it and be like, "Oh," and I don't know. Would you take that as a compliment?
On one hand, yes,
They think it's too good to be like
it's
actually.
too good to be actual art. So
Yeah.
on one hand, I take it as a compliment. On the other hand, it's like demolishes the work and effort you have put into it.
I totally agree, man. It's just insane, man. Especially seeing these videos come out now and how they're creating anything. Like I saw a weather woman. I saw people recreating like a movie scene, just like natural disasters. It's just insane, and it's looking crazy. It still looks
Yeah,
fake in some aspects, but it's like it's even generating voices. So
yeah, but also the thing is, we always see a couple of seconds, you know.
yeah.
Let me see like an actual footage of a bunch of minutes. I don't think it's capable of doing that.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. We're only seeing like little clips, 10 seconds, 30 seconds maybe. So that's good that you bring that up. I don't know if it could. I don't know how all those prompts work yet in it, and how long it could make a video.
They're making progress very quickly.
Yeah, dude, what is like your inspirations? Do you take any inspiration from any other animators, artists?
You mean like animation is specific? My current
Yeah, let's say like you
focus
like
on
the animators of like One Piece, and you get inspirations of how they draw their art.
For me, funny that you brought that up. I actually get inspired by actual movie directors.
Movie
So,
directors.
movies. I grew up in a household with a bunch of brothers that were movie fanatics.
Yeah,
One of the many directors that inspired me is, for example, Martin Scorsese.
legend.
Yeah, his way of recording a scene.
Yeah, and that makes sense because like your Berserk animations, they look more cinematic than anything.
Yeah, it's not the typical anime kind of animation.
Correct.
It's my own thing.
Correct. And that's what we've talked about, that when I see a SweetHeartist drawing or animation, I know it's you. You have your own look, you have your own style, and I love that because it stands out and people will remember that, and be like, "Oh, that looks like a SweetHeartist animation. That looks like SweetHeartist art."
I received comments such as it gives this kind of uncanny feeling to my art, like a combination of realism yet still animated looking. I developed this art that's not only fast to make but also still holds up the quality, so I can put out more content on a frequent basis. So if I would actually go all out, you maybe see an artwork of mine once a month or maybe once every 2 months. So you haven't seen the best of me yet.
No, yeah, I think you should go all out. And you do put out a lot of stuff. I like how you put out shorts and you kind of make skits with your animations as well, which is really cool. And I don't know of any animator out there right now, like a fan animation, that's doing like skits and putting them out. So I really like that. I like the new one that you came up with. Zod drives up and then, or it's already there, and then Guts drives up when you pass somebody, and then you catch them at the light, and that's so relatable. But I like how you put Zod right there in the driver's seat. That's so funny, and then Guts looking at him like.
Yeah, those short animations made a lot of people happy, especially in the Berserk fan base, because they obviously are used to the opposite. And the funny thing is, when I first made like a funny skit, the majority of the comments were like, "Never do this again."
That's when you know you did something right.
I received to this day like over 50 million views on those animations combined. So
Yeah. That's awesome, man. I keep putting that out, especially for your TikToks and Instagram, because that's going to even just grow it faster. I don't know how tough is it for your long form to get seen, because I have mainly like a shorts channel is what they would say, but we try to come up with the long form content that'll pop. We do sometimes, but then not everything takes off. Does your long form take a while to take off, or does it kind of get all of its views quickly and then just dies? Like how did? How's your channel work?
It's very different. Sometimes, like, for example, my Berserk episode I released, I think the first 3 weeks, I received 500,000 views. And you also have moments in time where a couple of thousand views and then it's silent for a while. And then after a certain time again, it suddenly blows up. And I have no idea how. Maybe it's been discovered by someone with a reach and shared around.
Do you ever have issues with copyright? Does anybody ever try to come after you?
In the past, I used like copyrighted music on my YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's like the only thing.
You know, I've asked some artists that sell like shirts and stuff, and you make merchandise as well, but like there's some companies that make a lot of profit off their shirts, and they're drawing, you know, other anime's characters. And I've asked them, and, you know, does, you know, anybody ever try to come after you? And they're like, we're just doing it until somebody does. I didn't know if it worked the same way with like making an animation after somebody's work, you know.
As far as I'm aware, I always point out it's an animation, it's fan animation. I never received anything. A lot of people are doing the same thing I do. So if they will come after me, I guess they have to come after everybody, and I'm sure that's not possible.
Right. Why SweetHeartist? Where did that name come from? And I'll tell you something funny real quick. Before, like when you followed me and when we were first messaging, I didn't know if you were a guy or a girl, because I was like, okay, the anime, like your art style is very similar, some of them, to some women artists that I've followed before that are from like Japan. No offense, but like I thought, okay, it fooled me. I was like, I don't know if this is a guy or a girl. But then when we FaceTime, I'm like, okay, it's a guy. It's like,
this time around, I will take disrespect from you.
why SweetHeartist, man?
First of all, do I look like a sweetheart to you?
You do, and you sound like a sweetheart.
Okay, but only to those who are sweet to me. Disclaimer, to be honest, there's not a big, fascinating story behind it. It's just putting the word sweetheart, artist together. There was this scene from Scarface at the very beginning where Al Pacino was getting interrogated by this cop, and he saw this tattoo on his hand, and he was like, what is this tattoo about? And then he replied, this one is from my sweetheart. And I don't know why, but that quote always stuck in my mind.
Hey, you got something behind it, so that, I mean, it came from something, and you kind of got like a Scarface looking shirt on right now, man. You're kind of looking like a drug lord from Miami right now.
Maybe I am.
Maybe you are, man. Maybe you're fooling me on that, man. Maybe you're actually from Miami. You're undercover right now.
Let's delete this.
We'll cut this out, man. But that's interesting, man. I never asked you like where that came from. That's cool. Yeah, man. I like it. And no offense, like I just didn't know if it was like a woman or a man behind the scenes.
And even when we will publish this podcast, people still will think, nah, it's gotta be a woman, you know.
That's not SweetHeartist.
I received some weird comments, man, behind the scenes.
Dude, I bet you get some strange messages too. Like, what's the craziest message that you've ever received, or pictures sent to you?
I can imagine you have received some weird pictures.
Oh, guys trying to show me their demon back, and I had one dude just butt naked saying, "Hey, can you tell me how my demon back looks?" And he was just butt ass naked, and I'm like, dude, if this is gonna be how it is, as you know, cosplaying Yujiro, I might have to pick something else.
Yeah, maybe like a Hatsune Miku type of outfit.
I've dressed up as Hatsune.
Yeah, I remember.
They probably like that too.
I received messages like, "I love you."
But we do love you, man. I mean, you've created our, you know, one of our favorite animes, and you know, you're continuing it, and you're just giving us new stuff to watch while there's nothing going on. Who's like your favorite anime characters, and is there any character that you know that we don't know that you love but haven't really drawn a lot?
I guess I will start with the obvious, Guts.
Guts is your favorite? Dude, what? Guts is your favorite character? I would have never...
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Why?
I really love Vegeta.
Okay.
Vegeta is amazing. Definitely top 5 character for me. Who else? Probably Roy Mustang from the Full Metal Alchemist series. Yeah, Miyamoto Musashi from the Vagabond series.
Yeah.
It's also a very great one. Obviously based on a real life character.
Yeah.
And I was always fascinated by his journey, his way of life. So that But the thing is, I think I made a mistake. He's an anime character. He's more of a manga character.
Manga
He
character, yeah.
didn't receive an animation yet, so maybe I need to step up.
Dude, I mean, step up, bring him to life. Bring him to life the best you can.
I really like Yujiro from the Baki series.
Did you like Yujiro before, like, talking to me, seeing me?
Seeing you
Awesome.
before knowing about you. You know?
Yeah. Okay, I've never asked you. I didn't know if you were a Baki fan or not. Dude, I love it, man. And I like jacked characters. And Yujiro, when I first saw Yujiro, I was like, oh, this is a character that if I made an anime, this would be my main guy, Yujiro. But from a kid, I liked Broly. I liked OP characters. I liked the thought of a guy that is unstoppable. And anime really didn't have that, or the ones that I watched growing up. And I wish I watched Baki growing up because it was out in the early 2000s. And when I saw Yujiro, I was like, dude, this is the perfect character for me. And at the time, I was growing my hair out, and I was like, you know what? I kind of could look like him if I just cosplayed him. And eventually, I did, and the story took off from there. But yeah, Yujiro he is one of a kind, I would say, in the anime world.
He's a very, very great father, a real life example.
Of the best. One of the best fathers you'll ever see in anime. You just got to watch the show to figure that out, though, for yourself. And also, you could take a lot of advice from Yujiro as a father. So I think you'll raise very strong kids if you treat them the way Yujiro treated his.
100%.
But yeah, man. And did you ever draw Yujiro before meeting me?
Actually, I did not.
That's cool. That's cool to know. And then you draw Yujiro. I mean, you can see it on the shirt here, guys. He drew. This is his original art right here of me and my son in our cosplays. And you draw us like us. You know, it doesn't. I mean, this is Yujiro, but it doesn't. It looks like me as Yujiro. So I don't know how you do it. And I would, yeah, it's Baki style, but it also looks like us. You know, so.
Maybe I use some type of magic. Who knows?
I think you use AI, man. And I think this is not really you, man. This is AI. You're just putting in a prompt. I don't know if you're real right now. You're just too damn good, man. How do you get started on something like this? When I bring up to you like, hey man, I got an idea for you to draw. Like, do you start like with that? Are you just looking at us, or like how does that work? How do you get us looking like us?
Yeah, so it all starts on a blank canvas, so white, similar to a piece of paper, but then digitally. So I use my software, my drawing tablet. And then I start drawing, man. I use references to make it look like you, but also at the same time having it inspired by the Baki art style.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. And I should have worn the Guts shirt for this episode, but I already had worn it on the other episode. But that Guts picture is obviously one of my favorites. I wear that shirt all the time. And dude, man, and you just made me as Yujiro in that style, and Giga Chad, my Giga Chad character in that style, and it came out insane. I showed it to Alec, and he was like, "This is insane, man." It's like it looks crazy.
Appreciate it, man. But each time when I look back at this Guts art you're talking about, the American Psycho one inspired, it still holds up. Like, I don't think if I could do it any better, to be honest.
I don't think so either. It's perfect, man. When you showed that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. It's such a cool idea. Where did you get it? Like, what did you think? Like, I'm just gonna make Guts look like Patrick Bateman right here.
Surprising to me, at least, there wasn't anyone who made a Guts inspired art piece.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, I gotta be the first one, man.
It's genius, man. I love it. It's my favorite shirt, and probably my favorite piece of art from you. And I love the combination of that. So you know that I love Patrick Bateman. I like American Psycho, and especially Guts. So that was just like, oh my gosh, that's genius.
Yeah, we gotta see a Patrick Bateman inspired skit from you soon. I know you've done it in the past, but
I've done some, but I need to bring it back. We were just talking about like
Definitely.
I have my Mr. Sigma character. I need to bring him back or bring back some Patrick Bateman skits. But it was so big back in like 2022, 23, and I think it would still do well, no, regardless now. But it's just the way we go about it. But
Yeah, it's crazy how trends work, man. Like one week it's like the hot stuff, and then the other week no one talks about it anymore.
Right.
So you gotta, as soon as it's like going around the socials, you gotta step on it, or you've missed the train.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, talking about trends, I mean, we just filmed that that Giga Chad Final Destination skit. I just posted it. Just jumping on some, I saw a lot of like Final Destination stuff on TikTok right now. The movie just came out, and so I'm like, okay, what if, Gabe brought up this to me, my friend Gabe, that also helps us edit and as a part of the team. He came up with the idea like, hey, put Giga Chad in like a Final Destination situation. So I was like, oh, that'd be cool. So we just
It was a fun one. It was a very funny one.
yeah,
I like it.
yeah. Did you come up with the rake one? Yeah. So Alec comes up with some good ideas, and yeah, he's like, how about he falls and then like a rake on a rake and.
To be honest, I expected it to be broken.
Dude, I was going to tell you a lot of the comments right now are saying like, oh, it should have been like the prongs should have been bent, and it's like, oh, that we didn't even think about that. It's like,
But
well.
also, sometimes less is more. So
yeah. I mean, it gets the point across. So, but yeah, man, you gotta hop on trends. What's the end goal for you? You're doing this right now. I don't think you're doing it for fun. You love it, but what's the end goal for you in a perfect world? What do you want out of everything that you're doing right now?
my end goal, I would love to make an actual film.
Like an animation or like?
So an actual movie with real people, so live action.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, and I had this story for a while. In the beginning of this podcast, I mentioned this original animation I'm working on, and it's like based on the idea I have for the film.
That'd be amazing, man. Because you're definitely like a director in your mind. You're directing these animations, so that'd be very cool. And you have incredible ideas with all of this entertainment. So
You just seen the tip of the iceberg, Logan.
hey, I like the confidence right there, dude. Yeah, that's why you are who you are, because that confidence right there, just the tip of the iceberg. You're not even warmed up yet. Is it summer or winter over there right now?
It's spring, nearly summer here.
It's spring right now there,
Have you ever been outside of the US?
dude. No, I've only been to Mexico and Canada.
Oh man, you gotta see more of the world, man. A lot of beautiful things await you.
Now tell me, what the hell is going on? Where are you located?
I'm in Europe, man.
Okay, so where are you close by?
Europe is a country.
I know, dude. I know that. I don't know, man. Just ignore me, man. So we're both, yeah, in the spring. Yeah, well, it's almost summertime here. It feels like summer here in Texas. Have you you watch UFC, right?
Definitely, I love watching UFC. I love martial arts in general.
Have you ever thought about like doing some kind of martial arts like type original animations of your.
But I would rather focus on a niche that isn't oversaturated.
Yeah, you like doing stuff that's like nobody's done before. I don't know, like if it comes like that with our Gigadad Sigma Sun adventures that you animated for me, and you guys check it out on YouTube. I don't know why it didn't do as well as I thought it would. It's got like 14,000 views. I thought it'd take off. I thought a lot of people would like it. It's so different from my channel. I know I've never posted anything like that.
Perhaps we should do a second part, see if the people will now appreciate it more.
I think so, because the people that have seen it, they love it, but it's just not being pushed, like my other stuff. And
Sounds like a nice upcoming project.
Gigadad Sigma Sun Adventure Episode 2 coming soon.
Directed by Connor
Chitwood is
Exactly.
he's already got all the ideas for it, man. So, and that little dude, he can come up with his own original ideas, and he's only 7 years old. It's pretty incredible. So I'm very proud of him. Hopefully one day that you can meet him, I'll get him on FaceTime and say hi to you, because I talk to him about you all the time, because all the pictures
Yeah.
that you've drawn for us and stuff. So he really likes it.
Well, who knows? Maybe I will stop by in Texas and meet you in person.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Maybe you should plan a trip. You went to Japan. Yeah, we need to meet up in person sometime. That'd be awesome. And I need to come out there to know where the hell you are.
You want to find me?
Yeah. And then I'll know that you're not in Australia, and I don't know why my dumb ass thought that. So, but where have you always wanted to go? You got a Yankees cap on, so
Yeah, like I said, this is all a scheme, to
think
fool
so.
the
This is-
audience. I might go to Florida, Miami.
yeah, we went to Miami. We went to Miami twice. It's okay for us. You'd probably really like it. I don't know. For me, it hasn't been my favorite. I don't know. I've been to a lot of beaches before, different areas. I like LA a lot, but in Florida, I think there's probably better spots. I know probably people are gonna hate that, hearing that, and be like, "No, you just haven't been to the right spots in Miami." But we went, and I thought we went to the right spots, and I wasn't really impressed. But I just think it's just who you know, and if you do know where to go, it could be fun. But
Or maybe you just have too many high standards, Logan. You gotta lower them down.
I don't know, man. I don't know what it was. I just didn't think too much about it.
Yeah.
But Miami, it's
Let's say I drove by Texas. You're gonna give me a tour.
dude. I will, and you won't be impressed for sure by Texas. I don't think.
If you can get me on a horse, then I'm good.
A horse. Well, we don't own any horses here. I mean, yeah, but yeah, I don't think you'd be too impressed out here. Yeah, man. There's nothing much here. But if you ever come, man, we'll have to meet up in like a nice area. We'll meet up in L.A. or Miami or wherever you want to go. That'd be cool.
When the time comes, and I have a feeling that time will come. So
It will. Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
For sure. How was Japan when you went?
mind blowing. I already had high expectations, but
Yeah, I can't wait to go. That's my dream trip, and we're gonna get there eventually. I can't wait to make some Yujiro content out there and just to see Japan, Tokyo, and get to visit the shops and see all the cool figures and eat all the good food.
I think you, as Yujiro at the famous crossroads, will definitely blow up the internet.
It'll be insane. I just want to see the reactions of people too, walking around Japan. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man. I can't wait. And we already have a lot of ideas for it. And I got some friends out there, Bayashi and Ohio Boss, Seitoyu, and we've made some content before, crazy stuff. And yeah, I can't
Very
wait
crazy.
to get back out there. Yeah, can't wait to get back out there and film some cool stuff. But yeah, man. I'm trying to think of other things that I've wanted to ask you. Oh, have you ever just decorated your house with your own art? Like I see you got that art piece back there. Are you like that with your own art? Like if I was you, I'd be drawing some really cool things and displaying it.
I'm considering it as of now, actually, to put some of my own art around the house.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's what I would do if I was you. If I could draw as good as you.
Yeah, I thought you was an artist yourself
I
back
am.
in the days.
I am. I haven't drawn in it's been 10 years. But I'll show you some of my artwork and have you critique it, and you tell me if I'm good or not. But I've never tried to draw in like a tablet, and I think that would be pretty fun to do on there.
Or maybe I would hire you to make my content. Who knows?
That'd be insane. That'd be awesome, man. Do you think it's easier to draw on a tablet other than to draw on paper?
In a way, it is mainly because you can reverse any mistakes you make. But I still prefer to this day using a pencil on a piece of paper, to be honest, or a brush on a canvas.
Yeah, I feel like because I'm a guy that I like to shade as well. And I know, I mean, you could shade on tablets, right? But the feeling is different, I'm sure.
The feeling is definitely different. They do got those kind of layers you can put on the drawing tablet to replicate the texture and feeling of an actual piece of paper.
Yeah.
But just give me the real deal or nothing at all.
Yeah.
So I'm just accepting that a digital tablet feels and looks different, just the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there any hobbies that other than drawing and animating that you do or like and that we don't know about?
I like to work out. In the past, I've done kickboxing, I've done jiu-jitsu, boxing as well. At this moment, I prefer to do boxing actually, out of all three.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm a nature guy. For example, I've got this balcony with a beautiful view of the sunset. I'm a simple man. I appreciate the little things in life, if that makes any sense.
That makes sense, man. Yeah. I got a few more questions for you, man. I'm going to start off with this next one. Guts versus Kratos. Who wins?
Man, I gotta have to go with Kratos.
Ooh,
Kratos.
Why? Why do you think Kratos gets the job done?
Like, at the end of the day, Guts is still a human, and Kratos is like this other type of being, you know. He has like these superpowers. Kratos easily.
I'm a god, boy. He's a god.
I gotta use you as a voice actor for my God of War animation.
Yes, if you ever do an old Kratos, man, hit me up.
Definitely. All right, deal. We have a deal.
Yes, sir. I asked my last guest, Blake, this, man. Did we land on the moon?
We land on the moon.
Did the United States
short
land on the
short
moon?
answer or long answer?
Let's just give it a little medium answer.
Let me just go straight with it. Definitely not.
I agree.
Definitely not.
No,
A
there's
big
no
no.
way, right?
Capital letters N-O.
No.
I don't know. Not at all.
I don't think so either. But why do you think?
To me, the U.S. just wanted to look cool. Let's keep it at that. They just wanted to try to impress the others, you know?
Yes, just wanted to look cool. We need that on a shirt.
Hey, let's make one.
Yeah, with the moon on it and
Yeah, and then a floppy flag.
floppy flag. Yeah. Maybe some cameras on set on the moon.
Let's make it happen, man. Why not?
That's hilarious, man. Yeah, man. Is there any people that you enjoy listening to, like podcasts or anything like that?
It may sound weird, but I'm not too much of a social media guy in general.
Really? Yeah.
Time I use social media is whenever I post something or looking in search for content that could inspire me. Obviously, I've seen people around, for example, let's say a Joe Rogan. Sometimes he has interesting discussions.
Okay, cool. Do you speak another language?
I speak many languages, actually.
Oh.
But what about you?
Just English, man. and a little bit of Spanish. People always ask me, do you know Spanish? And just very little, mainly bad words. But
Yeah, that's usually how it starts when learning a new language.
yeah. And you watched all your animes in English, or are
No,
you a sub or
actually,
dub guy?
the only anime I've watched in English was Dragon Ball.
Really?
All the other anime I always watched it in Japanese, but Dragon Ball, for some reason, I always liked the English more.
Like you're talking about the English, because there's several English speaking dubs, but you're talking about the one from America, Funimation.
Yeah, definitely. Like the OGs from,
Okay.
for example, the Dragon Ball Z one, the Dragon Ball one, the
Okay.
GT one.
Did it come on like Cartoon Network when you were growing up? Like
Yeah,
Toonami, same
definitely.
thing
We
for you
we
guys
had
as
Cartoon
well?
Network. We had
Okay.
Cartoon Network, so I watched it. And
What time of
on
the day did
Cartoon.
it come on?
usually after school, so that was like maybe 3-4 o'clock afternoon, something
Okay,
like
so
that.
they would just play it in different time zones. So you guys were watching the episode before us.
Yeah, we were the chosen ones, Logan.
The
not
chosen
you.
ones. Yeah, man. That probably works that way for a lot of things that you guys see. Let's say a UFC fight comes on. What time is it coming on for you?
When it's in the States, midnight, early morning.
It's in the
What did you say?
morning.
Yeah, midnight, early morning, man. So
Whoa.
most of the fights, I just watch the highlights. But whenever it's like a very hype card, crazy card, then stay up, man. And to
Yeah.
be honest, in the past, it hasn't always been worth it, unfortunately. So,
Yeah, that sucks, man. Who's your favorite fighter?
Ooh, the difficult one. I like, for example, Volkanovski, Islam Makhachev. I'm really, really curious about what he's going to do next, if he's going to move up. You know, I like these crazy dominant fighters. You know, obviously Alex Pereira. I really.
Oh yeah, Pierre, man. I wish he won that last fight. You know, I think they'll probably rematch. Hopefully, he gets the job done. He just didn't look like he was throwing like he usually throws and strikes, and a little timid, probably for the takedown. But
Yeah, sometimes it goes like that, especially when like the fighting styles doesn't really match. You know, when you have a person who's mainly a dominant striker against someone who's an experienced wrestler, he's always bound to be more hesitant.
yeah, I think Chimaev will probably be the middleweight champion. Islam's already going to be moving up to 170. Already vacated his lightweight title.
I want to see him against, for example, there's these talks about Topuria.
Who do you think would win?
You know what the
Islam?
thing is with Islam? He's not Khabib, you know, so he takes more risks. Okay, if he's just going in wrestle, then it's gonna be Islam.
It'd be an awesome matchup. Hopefully we see it one day. Hopefully, man. But one thing that people do want to see is the John Jones versus Tom Aspinall fight. Do you think that's going to happen? And who wins that, man?
I think John Jones will milk that one out, you know, all the way until he will be like, I'm out of here, man.
You
Just
think so?
fooled you guys.
You don't think he's coming back or what?
I don't think it's gonna happen, man. He's just having fun with it, you know, because John Jones has nothing to prove. You know, he
Right.
had a spectacular career. Unfortunately, the reality is if he's gonna fight Tom Aspinall and somehow gets this nasty defeat or loss, people will still remember that loss instead of all the legacy before.
Exactly. I mean, I don't disagree with you. But if they did, I still pick John Jones.
I have to go with John Jones as well, man. He looks like a guy, and he has proven to be a guy who always has this weird trick up on his sleeve, you know?
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna make it happen. Although I have to say, when he fought against Stipe, it didn't look too impressive for
Yeah.
obvious reasons, you know? So, and Tom Aspinall is a young,
Right. He's fast, explosive, powerful.
especially for his height and weight, you know?
I think that would be the only thing that would give John troubles is that explosiveness. But how long can he keep that up? Can John keep his distance? But definitely slowed down a lot, especially at the look of that Stipe fight. He was a lot slower than we've seen John in the past.
yeah, but still made it happen though.
Still made it happen, man. I mean, he tossed Stipe down like a child, and
He brought him to school.
he did.
Yeah.
He did, man. But one last question, man. Do you ever get recognized out in public yet?
Yeah, I
Go
want to
ahead.
keep it low key, to be honest.
Yeah, if you ever got big enough, would you ever do conventions or anything and people like come up and want to meet you at a booth, like a SweetHeartist booth?
I feel in a way obliged because at the end of the day, all the support is because of the people.
Yeah, supportive, loyal. Yeah. Well, that's good to hear because, yeah, I mean, the fans deserve it. And yeah, man.
And I do got a question for you though.
Okay, what's up?
I heard stuff about you and magic. Tell me more about that.
Oh, wow. Where'd you hear this at? Magic.
I don't know, man.
Huh?
Like some clip back in the days floating around, you know.
Yeah. Okay, well, when I was around, let's say 16 to 18, I was really big into magic. Huge. I was trying to figure out how to be a magician. I would watch David Blaine and Chris Angel religiously. I got a tattoo on my shoulder, the same kind of tattoo as David Blaine has on his shoulder. I'm removing it now, but I mean, I've had it for 18 years, so pretty much half my life. But I was so big into magic, man. I wanted to be a magician. I was doing magic tricks to my parents and my brother around the house all the time, and trying to learn new stuff. And this was back when the internet was still kind of new with like YouTube and everything. You couldn't really find a lot of information, like tricks explained. You'd have to read a lot. I'm not a big reader, and there was some tricks that I read out of like a David Blaine, like a book that he had, like a biography book. But mainly I was learning from like YouTube or like some other sites like man, there was this this other site that I used to learn some tricks off of. Forgot what it was called. But anyways, I would learn these tricks and try to perform them like to kids in school and stuff like that. This was like my senior year. So I was around 17, 18 when I was really doing like a lot of magic tricks, doing some levitations on YouTube, putting videos out. And yeah, man, I just really I love magic today. I still watch some David Blaine still putting out some new stuff like on National Geographic. He just came out with a series. But yeah, man, I was just magic kind of during that time kind of helped me just figure out that, okay, you can kind of, if you put your mind to it, you can learn anything that you want, Logan, and I was really into it, man. But obviously like baseball was the most important thing at the time. So that was my main focus of, pitching and trying to get drafted and going into the major leagues. That was my main goal. But in the back of my mind, I wanted to be a magician for like 3 years out of my life. So, but then I was like, okay, that's going to be tough. But I just slowly kind of stopped doing the magic. But in the back of my mind, it was something fun to figure out and learn how to do. And yeah, man, that's the story behind that. I still love magic today, but I don't do any magic tricks anymore. A little bit to my son, like some stuff that I remembered, some card tricks, but not to any adults or anything. Like, hey, man.
Now I got a conspiracy question to you.
Okay.
Is magic real or not?
Is magic real or not?
Can it be real?
That's very subjective because, magic, like tricks, illusions, sleight of hand, it's not real, but it's real. But magic, I think magic can be, what you do is magic, And magic can be very different termed. Like you can define magic in many different ways. Having a son is magic to me. Having a successful job or doing something that you're very passionate about is magic to me, magical. But magic, like tricks and stuff, there's an explanation behind everything. But there's some other magical things that are real that I believe in that, that you can't just explain.
I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, I love like endurance art. Like David Blaine has done a lot of endurance stunts, like staying in a block of ice for like 63 hours, going without food in the box over London. I don't know if you remember that stuff, if you know any of David Blaine's.
Well, I know the underwater thing.
Yeah, underwater, all of that. It's incredible. Is it magic? You can say it's magic to you, but it's very incredible feats. But yeah, man, magic, not real. But like I said, what we do can be magical to people. What you do, you make magic.
Yeah, I think it can even be magic when you change someone's life.
Yeah, anything that takes your mind off of any stress or problems that you're dealing with. That's magic, man.
I agree.
That brings positivity in your life, inspiration. It's magic.
Definitely.
Man. So, man, that's a good ending statement. And unless you have another question, but man,
that was it, man. It was a great time talking to you, getting to know you.
It's been an honor, brother. Yeah, I appreciate you joining, and just plug us your socials real quick, and guys, go follow them here.
Yeah, you can find me at SweetHeartist, just like that, on YouTube and other socials such as Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, now known as X, SweetHeartist with an underscore.
My man, I appreciate it again. Thank you guys for watching this all the way through. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? You've watched this far. Subscribe to the channel. Comment who you want to see next on the podcast below. Until next time, I'm out.